I pulled up to my beach house just after sunset, the one place that had always been mine. The tide was low, the air sharp with salt and silence. I'd been looking forward to that silence for months. But the moment I stepped out of my car, I heard laughter, loud, ugly laughter, from the porch. My sister's husband, Mark, was there, with his entire family. Their kids' toys were scattered across the deck like landmines, beer bottles rolling near the stairs. When he saw me, his face twisted. "Why is this parasite here?" he yelled. "Get the hell out! This isn't your place!" The word parasite hit harder than the wind. My sister didn't even look up, just kept scrolling on her phone. I smiled. "Sure," I said calmly. "I'm leaving." And I did. At least, that's what he thought. I first met Mark 8 years ago, when my sister brought him home for dinner. He was charming then, quick with compliments, all confidence and easy smiles. I'd been the one to warn her. "He's too smooth," I said. She called me jealous. After their wedding, the house became my escape from the noise of their constant drama. I let her use it sometimes, told her it was our family's safe place, a symbol of what we'd built together. I never imagined she'd give him the keys permanently. But people change, especially when greed enters the room. It started small. Bills I never got, property taxes suddenly taken care of. My accountant mentioned the title had been updated. Updated by them. My name quietly removed from the deed. Their names neatly typed in its place. They'd transferred ownership using forged signatures and fake witnesses, all done through a lawyer Mark once played golf with. When I confronted my sister, she said, "It's just a misunderstanding." Her voice trembled, but her eyes didn't. That's when I knew. She wasn't scared. She was complicit. So I stopped arguing, stopped calling, stopped explaining, and started planning. I moved in silence. I called my old mentor, a retired attorney who specialized in real estate fraud. He smiled when he saw the paperwork. "This is sloppy," he said. "They didn't even bother to backdate the notarization properly." We worked quietly for months. I didn't want revenge through rage. I wanted precision. I let them think they'd won. I watched from a distance as they threw parties, posted pictures with captions like, "Our coastal getaway, hearty." Every smile was evidence. Every photo was proof of trespassing. By the time I returned to the beach house that Friday night, I already owned it again. Legally. Fully. They didn't know the court had voided their fraudulent deed 2 weeks earlier. So when Mark called me a parasite that night, I didn't even flinch. I simply walked back to my car, drove down the road, and parked behind the dunes. From there, I watched their lights flicker through the windows, oblivious, arrogant, comfortable. The next morning, I called the sheriff. "There are trespassers on my property," I said. "Family or not, they don't belong there." I didn't have to say more. He'd already seen the court order. I arrived just as the deputies did. Mark was shirtless, still holding a beer. His confusion turned to panic when they handed him the eviction notice. "What the hell is this?" he barked. I stepped out from behind the officer. "It's called justice," I said quietly. He turned red. "You can't." "I can." I did. He looked to my sister, but she couldn't meet my eyes. For the first time, she realized she'd bet on the wrong side. They had 10 minutes to pack. 10 minutes to drag their chaos out of my peace. Their children cried. Mark cursed under his breath. I stood by the porch rail, hands in my pockets, watching him load the car. When he passed me, he spat on the ground. "You think you won?" I smiled again, the same way I had the night before. "I don't think," I said. "I know." When the last car door slammed and the tires kicked up sand, the silence returned. The kind I'd missed, the kind that belonged to me. I walked through the house, my house, barefoot. Every creak of the floorboards sounded like a sigh of relief. I opened the windows and let the sea air wash the stench of them away. On the dining table, they'd left a photo frame. Mark, my sister, and their kids smiling in front of the house. I looked at it for a long time. Then I turned it face down. Revenge isn't about anger. It's about restoration, about setting things back where they belong. That night, I poured myself a drink and stood on the porch, watching the tide crawl in. The horizon was burning gold, clean, quiet, endless. And for the first time in years, I didn't feel like the parasite. I felt like the cure.